Hi guys, it's Becky here from Genie Frog Crochet, and as promised I am going to do a tutorial of how to make this baby blanket, the Daisy Doo baby blanket. There will be a written pattern to accompany it eventually when I finished writing it up. This one here was made with colour packs from Hobbii yarn. I think it's rainbow colour friends or something like that, but there's some beautiful 100% cotton colour packs, so I used 2 of those to make this one and some extra balls of white as well. So this tutorial, it's going to be in 2 parts. So for the first part that we're going to do today, it's just going to be showing you how to make the square, and then you can obviously use this video then to make squares to make other things if you want to, like bags or a cardigan even. I have been toying with the idea of doing that. So I've chosen a different colorway just to show you the tutorial. So I'm going to move that over to one side. This video is going to be in US terms, as always with my videos. I've chosen 4 colors of this. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm really sorry. I call it Scheepjes. I know it's not pronounced Scheepjes, but that's what I call it. So apologies if I'm getting it wrong for anybody that does know the real pronunciation. So I've gone with 4 colors of this Scheepjes Soft Fun. So if you want to make the same one as me, you will need soft coral, orchid, Tawny and banana. I will put the amounts down in the description box after I've calculated, when I'm done, how much I've used. I believe that's that for yarn. So with this yarn I'm using a 4.5mm hook. You're also going to need a pair of scissors and a darning needle for your ends. So let's make a start. So first of all, you're going to take your Tawny. Let's move those out of the way. And we're going to pop a slip knot on the hook. Like so. Actually, let me zoom in a little bit here. Ooh, hello. There we go. So I'll just show you again. Do a slip knot. Like so. Slip knot on your hook. And I'm going to start with a chain 4 and I'm going to join it, but you can use a magic ring if you like, but I don't tend to use them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then join to your first chain with a slip stitch. Oh, like that. So that creates then the ring that I'm going to make my stitches into. So for round 1 we chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So then I'm going to make 11 double crochets into this central space. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your first double crochet. I'm going to be crocheting over my end as well, just to make it extra secure. So yarn over, insert your hook and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So I'm going to be doing 11 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can move your stitches round if you're finding you're running out of room. 9, 10, 11. So with that first chain 3, that'll count as a stitch, so we should have 12 including that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you're going to join to the top of the first chain 3 in there with a slip stitch. And even though we're going to be carrying on with the same colour, I am going to fasten off and rejoin, just because I'm going to be doing back post stitches now, and it doesn't look as neat if you try to carry on with the same colour doing a back post. So I'm going to be starting over the other side of my circle to my join, just so that my ends aren't all in the same spot. So pop a slip knot back on your hook. So now I'm going to start with a standing back post single crochet. Sounds more complicated than it is. So for a back post stitch, we're going to come in from the back of our work in between the posts of those double crochets. So not into the top of the stitch here, but in between the posts. And to do a standing back post single, you just pop your hook through, and you want to pop it back out the other side over the other side of that post. You can see there. Pull up a loop, pull it back through, yarn over, and pull through. And that's your standing single crochet, back post single crochet. So we're going to do a back post single around all of these double crochets from the last round. So in through the back, back out the other side of the post, pull up a loop, pull through, and make your single crochet. I'm going to do that all the way around. And when you get to your chain 3 stitch, that was your, you just do exactly the same thing. Treat it as though it's another double crochet. In through the back. You will have a tail on the front of your work, don't worry about that, we'll be weaving that in later. So back post singles all the way around. And then we're going to join to the top of the standing single with a slip stitch. Like so. So then we're going to chain 1. It doesn't count as a stitch, it's just to get us up to the right height. And into that same stitch that you just slip stitched into, we're going to make 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and then in every stitch around, 2 single crochets into each one. we go. So then you're going to join to the top of that first single crochet, that one there, with a slip stitch. Try not to make your slip stitch too tight. And we're going to fasten off with that colour. There we go. And now we're going to move on to our banana popcorn stitches. I've made a few squares already, so I'm going to see if I've got enough here. I'm going to play a bit of yarn chicken live. I'm going to see if I've got enough for this round. So to start this round, let me check my pattern. Okay, so we're going to pop a slip knot on our hook, and in this round we're going to be making popcorn stitches. Okay, so to start our first popcorn, you can join in any stitch around wherever you like. I'm going to start around here. So we're going to do a standing double crochet. So to do a standing double, yarn over, hold your loop there steady, and insert into the stitch. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and hold your tail end with these fingers here, yarn over and pull through 2, and that's a standing double crochet. And then we're going to do 4 more doubles in that same stitch. 1, oops, 2, 3, 4. Now for a popcorn stitch, you then pull your loop up a little bit and take your hook out. And you want to reinsert your hook back into your first double crochet, which will be your standing one. Pop your loop back on your hook and tighten it up a little bit. And then what I like to do is pop my finger at the back of my work and push forward a little bit. And you're going to pull your loop through that first double crochet, chain 1 to close it up, and that is your popcorn stitch. That chain 1 counts as part of your popcorn stitch. It's not sort of a chain stitch on its own. It's part of the popcorn. So then we're going to chain 2, skip 1 stitch, and in the next stitch we're going to do another popcorn stitch. So 5 double crochets all into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull your loop up a little bit, take your hook out, pop it into the top of that first double crochet, put your loop back on your hook, push forward slightly, pull through and chain 1. And that's your second popcorn, and we're going to be doing popcorn stitches all around. So chain 2, skip 1 and a popcorn. And that's all this round is. Popcorn, chain 2, skip 1, five double crochets, pull your hook out, pop it back in that first double, pop your loop back on, push it forward slightly, pull it through, chain 1 to close. So we're going to do this all the way around. Chain 2, skip 1, popcorn, and I will meet you back up when we get to the end. So I lost at the yarn chicken. I just had to join on this new ball. Never mind, it was worth a try. I nearly got there. Okay, so I'm just going to do my last popcorn in this one here. Chain 2, skip that last stitch, and then we're going to join under these 2 loops here, which I think is, strictly speaking, your closing chain of your first popcorn. I'm going to join there with a slip stitch, like so, and then we're going to fasten off, and that is your banana round done. So you should have 12 popcorn stitches and 12 chain 2 spaces, like so. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get my needle and I'm going to weave this tail through to the right side, or the wrong side I should say, just so that the front of my daisy looks neat. So all you're going to do to get your tail from the front of your work to the back, I just weave in between these 2 stitches here and poke it through, and hopefully by the time you've pulled it through you can barely see that there was a tail at the front, and then I'll weave him in at the back here. And hide him from the world. There we go. He's out of the way. Why I call tails he. Perhaps because they're annoying. Righty-ho. So now you are going to get your orchid colour, and we're going to pop on a slip knot. We're going to be skipping the popcorn stitches and we're just going to be working into the chain 2 spaces. And we're now going to turn this little daisy into a square. So pick any chain 2 space you like. I'm going to go over here. So we're going to start by making a standing double crochet in there. So same way again, and a yarn over, hold your loop on your hook, insert into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we're going to chain 2, which makes our corner space, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets into that same chain 2 space. And in the next chain 2 space we're going to do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And the same in the next one, 3 half double crochets. Sorry, so half double, yarn over and insert and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So it starts out as a double, yarn over and insert, pull up a loop, but the difference is with a double you would yarn over, pull through 2, but with a half double you yarn over and pull through all 3. So that's 3 half doubles, 3 half doubles. So in the next space we're going to make a corner. So 2 double crochets, 1, 2, then chain 2 and another 2 double crochets in that same space, and that creates our little corner. So we're going to do that all the way around, 3 half doubles in the next space, and then 3 half doubles in the next space. Actually, I'm going to pull my little yellow tail over and crochet over him to cover him up. So 3 half doubles, and then we're going to do another corner over this little tail. So 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, so we're going to do that again, 3 half doubles, 3 half doubles, another corner, 3 half doubles, 3 half doubles, and then I will meet you up. Okay, so when you get to the corner where you started, we just started with 1 standing double crochet, so we need to put another double crochet in that corner. Like so, and then join to the top of your standing double with a slip stitch, and then we're staying with the same colour and we're going to slip stitch over into this corner space like so. So now we're going to be making a chain 2. Oh, sorry, we're going to chain 1 just to get us up to the right height. And we're going to make 2 half double crochets. 1, 2, and then we're going to chain 2 for our new corner and make 2 half double crochets in the same space. And then what we're going to do to get over to our next corner is we're just going to half double crochet in every stitch along. And then to make your new corner, 2 half doubles, chain 2, 2 half doubles, and then half double in every stitch. So carry on, do that all the way around, and I'll meet you up at the end. Okay, so when you've done that, you want to join to the top of your first half double crochet with a slip stitch, and then fasten off with that colour. Like so, and then you want to get your soft coral colour. I'm going to start in the opposite corner. You can weave your ends in at this point if you like. Just leave the one from the previous row, but I'm just gonna, that's why I like granny squares sometimes, because I like leaving them all until the end. So we're going to pop a slip knot on our hook, and for this row we're going to start in the corner. We're going to make a standing half double crochet. I think of the standing stitches this is probably the trickiest, but it's the same principle. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the corner space, pull up a loop, and then try to hold your loops steady with your finger on the back here. So you're going to yarn over and pull through all of the loops, and if you don't hold that tail, this last one can get away from you a bit. So that's a standing half double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2 and make a half double crochet in that same corner space. Now we're going to be doing another back post stitch, but this time it's a back post double crochet. So we're going to yarn over and insert around from the back. So we go into the corner space, around that first half double crochet, and pop out the other side. I'm going to pull up a loop like so, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a back post double crochet. So you're going to do this for every stitch along. So yarn over, insert from the back, go around the post of the stitch and come out the other side, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, in through the back, I'm going to do that around every half double crochet along. And the last one, like so. And then to make your corner, you're just going to do 1 half double crochet into the space, chain 2, 1 half double crochet, and then you go back post around that first stitch, and then back post doubles around every stitch. So when you get to your corner, 1 half double crochet, chain 2, 1 half double, and then back post doubles all the way around, and I'll meet you up at the end. Just quickly, when you get to where your yarn is joined, it's going to feel like you're going through around 2 stitches, when actually you're just going to include that where you chained 1 to get up to the right height. So your back post stitch, you're going to go around that chain and around the stitch. It will feel like it's not the right thing to do. But you'll be able to see it's just the half double crochet. It's not, it's the half double crochet and a chain 1. So you're not doing the wrong thing, because if you go round both, you're going to end up with the wrong stitch count along the side here. Okay. Okay, so I'm just coming up to the end. So you should have 14 back post double crochets for each side and 2 half double crochets, 1 at the beginning, 1 at the end. So we're going to join to the top of this standing half double crochet with a slip stitch, like so, and then we're going to slip stitch into that corner space. So then we're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. We're going to make another double crochet, chain 2 for the corner, and then 2 double crochets into that same space. So that's your new corner, 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles. Okay, so for this next row, it's basically just granny clusters along the edge. So we're going to skip 2 stitches, and this first stitch here can sometimes be covered up slightly by your double crochets. So make sure you don't miss it, the top of that half double that makes up the corner. So 1, 2, and in that 3rd stitch we're going to make 3 double crochets or granny cluster, and then we're going to skip 2 and granny cluster, skip 2, skip 2 all the way across, and when you get to the end of the row, there's going to be 1 stitch left, so don't worry and think you've done something wrong. So at the end we're just going to skip 1, and then in that corner 2 doubles, chain 2, 2 doubles, and then skip 2, making sure you don't miss that first one, 1, 2, and granny cluster. So do that all the way around, and I will meet up with you at the end for the last row. Okay, so when you've done that last cluster, we're going to join to the top of this chain 3 with a slip stitch, and then we're going to chain 1 and into that same stitch that we just slip stitched it into, make a single crochet. This last row is nice and easy, and a single crochet in the top of the last stitch of the row. And now in the corner we're going to make 2 singles, chain 2, 2 singles, go. And then we're just going to make a single crochet into the top of every stitch. Easy as that. So do a single crochet in the top of every stitch. When you get to your corner, 2 singles, chain 2, 2 singles, and I will meet you up as we are getting to the end. There we go, and obviously you've already done a couple of your singles from this row already. So you're going to join to the first single, don't join into this chain, join into the first single crochet that you made with a slip stitch, and then you can fasten off and weave in all of your ends. And there you have your Daisy Do. Zoom out a bit. Granny square. So I have made quite a few, as you can see. So for part 2, if you want to join me to make your squares into a blanket, part 2 will be coming soon. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I do have a Facebook community group, so if you do make this blanket, or if you do make something else out of your squares, I would absolutely love to see it. So come along and join us. And I believe that's it. Keep an eye out if you do want the written pattern. That will be coming soon, as well as lots and lots of other crochet stuff, because crochet is life. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye bye.